This video is a walkthrough of Invisible Hands dashboard. So to run the dashboard, we need two main codes. One of them is Garak report processor, the other one is Garak dashboard app. In this file, what we do is collecting all the data we want from Garak outputs that it's generated through it runs, and we just and assess and analyze them and put them in our output file, which is a JSON file called Garak report summary. And then through this code, we can access the JSON file and just bring the data to the UI. To run the dashboard, first you need to go to the directory that your codes are in. So for me, it's desktop. And then you run this command, and through Streamlit we can see our dashboard here. As you can see, I have run multiple tests, so you can see the results here. It might be empty in a new environment. With this option, you can select different probes and plugins to run. I suggest looking at Garak's documentation, or as well looking at the GitHub page documentation, README file. It has an introduction to what Garak is and what are the probes, plugins. So as you can see in the documentation, there are some options here that I have a star icon beside them. These are basically the plugins that we have, and then each plugin might have multiple probes. If you select this one to be run, then the probes below it will also be run. But you might see options that they have a sleepy icon beside them. These ones are not going to be run when you select the plugin, because they might be really heavy to be run, or they're just not recommended by Garak team. So if you select, for example, a probe, then you can just run it. Also, you can select multiple ones and run them all together. I'll run one in the end because it's a little bit time consuming. And you can see the summary of results here. If I go to this plugin, I can see the different probes it has. And if we check one of these to see the details, we can see that this probe has been run about 7 times. So adversarial attempts are all the prompts that has been tested through this probe. If you go to the date that you want to see the details in, we can see that in this test, all of these tests for this probe are similar, but with different results. In this test, we had 4 main prompts. So as it has been run 7 times, we can see why this number is 28. And each prompt is given to the LLM to be tested, and it might have different results. And Garak also has some detectors, so different prompts might trigger different detectors. In each detector, there are multiple tests. As you can see, we have 10 detectors here, and for this specific one, there were 100 tests, so probably about 10 tests in each detector. But these numbers can be different. The number of tests in each detector is also mentioned in the Garak logs. And we can see the number of failed and passed tests. and we can see, for example, which specific prompts triggered which specific detector and how many times. So in this example, we had 4 failed tests, which you can also see it here, which is 496 passed. We can select different runs and see the results here. So for this one, for example, 2 detectors, sorry, this is 1 detector, but probably 2 different prompts that, triggered it. Some probes, if they've been run once, we cannot see the chart here, but we can see the details of the run, like the prompts and the detectors, or which prompts, like how many times it failed the test. So in this one, we only had 1 detector, but it probably had, it also has been run once. As you can see, in that one run, we had 30 tests, which means that 1 detector had 30 tests, and this is the number of failed ones, which is 26. We also have the health sector score, which is the number of tests that passed. So I think I explained everything in the dashboard. We saw the chart, we know what are the adversarial attempts are, failed test, health score, and yeah, you can close this plugin, go to the other plugin, or just open both of them together. So one other point that I would like to mention is that, for example, in this one, the numbers here are for all the tests. So because we had 7 runs here, the number of tests are 700. And if we run a simple one, we can type in what we want to run. I'm gonna go with LMRC profanity and run this one. It would probably take about 10 minutes. As you can see, now the run is completed and the dashboard is updated. So if we go to the results, we can see that one of them has been run recently. We had 550, which is now 555. It took 5 minutes, and we can see the details for this run as well. There's some information about the dashboard on the GitHub's page, and also about the Garak. You can visit the Garak's website documentation. Thank you for watching this video.